Hi everyone and welcome to Bad Car Symptoms, your helper in finding what's wrong with your car. In this video we'll be talking about serpentine belt problems. This car problem is among the most common ones, so knowing how to recognize it should come in handy. Stay tuned. Bad car symptoms. Squeaking, chirping, and screeching noises. The first and most obvious symptom of a bad serpentine belt is a squeaking sound coming from the engine bay. At first it is barely noticeable, but as the condition of the belt deteriorates, the squeaking becomes chirping, and at the end it becomes a full-fledged loud screeching sound. This is due to the serpentine belt losing grip, sliding over the pulleys when under tension, and producing this sound. Low alternator voltage. The next couple of symptoms are all based on the same thing. The serpentine belt, due to it being worn out, cannot efficiently turn all the pulleys it should. The first appliance we'll mention is the alternator. You may notice fluctuating headlights, the cabin lights may pulsate, but above all you'll notice that the alternator voltage may significantly drop. In worst cases, when the serpentine belt is really worn out, it may even cause a battery drain. The air conditioning barely works. Next in line of bad serpentine belt symptoms is that the air conditioning is not working properly. The reason for this is the same as with the alternator. The belt slips over the pulley of the AC compressor and it can't function properly. You'll easily recognize this symptom as the cooling inside the passenger cabin will be very weak. The power steering is weak. This symptom applies if the power steering on your car is belt driven, opposed to modern electric power steering systems that do not have this pump. So again, if you have a power steering pump on your car, the serpentine belt, if it's worn out, will not be able to run it sufficiently and the power steering will be weaker. You'll notice this symptom as the steering wheel will be much harder to turn or it will work intermittently. Overheating engine. The engine overheating is worth mentioning in this list as a symptom, although most modern engines do not depend on the serpentine belt for coolant flow. In most modern engines, the water coolant pump is driven by the timing belt, not the serpentine belt, so even if the serpentine belt is worn out, it doesn't make a difference. But if the serpentine belt does drive the water pump on your car, you may notice in most cases mild overheating. If the belt snaps, then the engine will quickly overheat in this case as there will be no coolant flow. A cracked serpentine belt. For the final and definitive symptom of a serpentine belt problem, and that is a cracked and damaged belt. You should check this the moment you notice the squeaking and chirping sound coming from the engine bay. If you can access the belt, turn the inner part of the belt towards yourself and see what is the condition. If you see that the belt is cracked, frayed, and worn out, you've probably found out what the problem is and you should replace the belt as soon as possible. The moment you notice any of these symptoms of a bad serpentine belt, react immediately. Changing the belt will, in most cases, solve the problem. If you neglect it, the belt may snap, the mentioned appliances will stop working, but worst of all, on a lot of modern engines, parts of the belt may go under the timing belt and cause havoc in the engine. For a couple of $dozen, the engine can be ruined. For the end, doing regular maintenance and replacing the serpentine belt on your car on time will help you avoid all of these problems for sure. So that's it for this time. We hope the video helps. Please like and subscribe. It's a huge help for what we're doing. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.